If you're running a small or medium-sized business, you know the feeling, those constant IT headaches. Well, today, we're going to break down how to finally escape that endless cycle of fighting fires and build a system that actually works for you, not against you. So let me just ask you this straight up. Does it ever feel like your technology, the very thing that's supposed to be making you more efficient, is actually just slowing you down? From slow networks to software glitches that pop up at the worst possible time. These aren't just little annoyances. They're real bottlenecks that can seriously stifle your company's growth. And what does all that constant troubleshooting actually cost you? Well, for a typical business, it's somewhere between 5 and 10% of the entire IT budget. Just think about that for a second. Up to a tenth of all your tech spending isn't going toward innovation or growth. It's just for fixing stuff that's already broken. And I bet these challenges look a little too familiar, right? The constant worry about cybersecurity threats, the network that just crawls to a halt every day around 3 p.m., the different software programs that refuse to talk to each other, and, oh yeah, that one ancient server humming away in the corner that everyone's afraid to even touch. Each one of these is just a quiet drain on your time, your money, and honestly, your morale. But here's the thing. It does not have to be this way. The solution isn't just about throwing new equipment at the problem. It's about a fundamental shift in your mindset. It's about moving from a state of constant reaction to one of proactive control. This right here, this is the goal. This is the new mindset. It's about taking those frustrating, recurring problems and flipping them into repeatable, predictable wins. It's about transforming a source of constant pain into a reliable business advantage. And here's what that difference looks like, just black and white. Over on the left, you've got the reactive world. You're constantly putting out fires, dealing with surprise costs, and losing productivity. But on the right, that's the proactive world. You're building long-term resilience, you're planning your maintenance, and you're actually enhancing customer trust because your systems are reliable. So how do you get there? It's not magic, it's a process. Let's walk through a really clear 6-step roadmap that can guide your business out of that IT chaos and get you on the path to control. Okay, let's break this down. It all starts with step 1, assess. You can't fix what you don't understand, right? So first, you gotta find your weak spots. Then you move to managed IT, bringing in experts to help. Step 3 is so important, standardize. When you use the same kind of hardware across the board, it makes maintenance and troubleshooting way easier for everyone. Next, you bring in remote tools so you can fix issues in minutes, not hours. Step 5 is where you really get ahead of the game with a proactive maintenance schedule. And finally, you empower your team by training staff to handle the small stuff themselves, freeing up your IT pros for the big picture. Following a plan is great, but what are the actual, tangible results? Let's look at the proof, the payoff, and the protection you get from making this shift. Let's make this really concrete with an example. So there was this small manufacturing firm, and they were stuck in that exact reactive cycle we talked about. Here's what happened when they decided to go proactive. And here's the big number. A 30% reduction in downtime in just 1 year. How'd they do it? They just followed the plan. They standardized their hardware and they brought in a managed service provider, basically an outside team of IT experts. And that 30% less downtime? It meant their production lines ran more and their whole team was way more productive. So what does a 30% reduction in downtime actually mean for the bottom line? Well, for this one firm, it translated directly into $10,000 in savings. This wasn't just about having fewer headaches, it was a real, tangible financial win. But hey, the benefits go way beyond just saving money. A proactive IT system is really the foundation for compliance. And this isn't just about ticking boxes for some auditor, it's about protecting your data, securing your business, and earning the trust of your customers. A proactive system helps you nail 3 key areas. First up, physical security, knowing exactly who can access your critical hardware and controlling it. Second, data protection, making sure you're following the rules for your industry, whether that's GDPR, HIPAA, you name it. And third, asset management. It's as simple as having a detailed list of all your tech, which is absolutely essential for both security and maintenance. All right, so we've covered the why and the what. Now for the most important part, how you can start this transformation in your own business starting today. Here's your playbook. Think of this framework as your game plan. It connects your big decisions to clear, simple actions. To assess your needs, you conduct a full IT audit. To choose your providers, you research MSPs that fit your business. To standardize, you just establish a simple hardware policy. To implement tools, you look into remote support. And to train your staff, you develop a basic troubleshooting program.
See, every decision has a clear next step.
Okay, I know that can feel like a lot, so let's just boil it down to the immediate first steps you can take. First, audit. Just start by finding your single biggest vulnerability. Second, engage. Just start the conversation with a potential MSP. Third, document. Start with a single page outlining your ideal hardware. The goal here isn't to do everything at once. It's just to build momentum, one step at a time. Ultimately, this whole thing comes down to a change in perspective. Your technology doesn't have to be a constant cost center and a source of frustration. With the right strategy, it can become one of your most valuable assets, actually driving efficiency and growth. So the only question left is, are you ready to build it?